Did you know Russian trucks can drive through water deeper than you are tall? While American trucks get stuck in mud puddles, these beasts swim through rivers. Today, we're taking you on a journey through the world of Russian trucks, the unstoppable monsters that conquered the harshest terrain on Earth. We'll show you how these incredible machines were built to handle conditions that would kill most vehicles instantly. Stick around to the end, because we'll share how these trucks can actually float across rivers where there are no bridges, something that looks like it's straight out of an action movie, but is totally real. Now before we meet these beasts, hit that subscribe button if you love learning about extraordinary vehicles that push the very limits of what's possible. Let's meet the amazing trucks that made Russia famous for tough vehicles. These aren't just trucks, but legends born from the need to work in one of Earth's hardest places. Now first up is KAMAZ, a name that scares other trucks in off-road races. The KAMAZ 5350 isn't pretty, with its boxy shape and tall body, but it's not trying to win beauty contests. This six-wheel truck has a strong diesel engine with about 260 horsepower. Now that might not sound like much today, but it's how this truck uses that power that matters. The KAMAZ has special axles that sit higher than the wheels, giving it amazing ground clearance without making it too tall. This truck can drive through water almost 5 feet deep without special parts. Just think about driving your truck into water up to your chest and coming out the other side like it was nothing. Now what made KAMAZ famous was winning the Dakar rally again and again. This is a 15-day race through the worst desert in the world, where it freezes at night and bakes during the day. Now most race cars struggle to finish, but these KAMAZ trucks have won more than 15 times. Next is a Ural Next, the cold weather champion that works great in Arctic cold. When normal engines won't even start, the Ural fires right up thanks to smart design. These trucks use special cold tough steel that stays strong even at negative 58 degrees Fahrenheit and have heating systems for the engine and cabin. The Ural Next has a 275 horsepower diesel engine, but what makes it special isn't raw power, it's how it delivers that power. These trucks can move very slowly through deep snow without stalling or pushing through mud that would stop other trucks. But one of Ural's best features is its tire pressure control. Right from the driver's seat, drivers can make tires softer or harder while driving. Softer tires grip better in snow and spread weight on soft ground, while harder tires work better on roads and save fuel. This simple but clever feature helps the Ural handle different ground without stopping. The Ural has become a lifeline for many small Siberian villages where winter cuts them off from the world for months. Then there's the ZIL 131. This old-school truck from the Cold War might look ancient today, but it created the blueprint for what makes Russian trucks special. Built from 1966 to 1994, the ZIL 131 was the workhorse of the Soviet military and economy for decades. The ZIL six-wheel design used a simple but nearly unbreakable 150 horsepower V8 gas engine. While not powerful by today's standards, it was made to run at less than full power to last longer. ZIL engineers knew that in the field, a truck that starts every time is better than a powerful truck that might leave you stranded. Now what made the ZIL truly special was how simple it was. These trucks were made to be fixed by soldiers with basic tools in the field. No computers, very few electronics, and parts that could be swapped out easily. ZIL trucks also created the tire inflation system that later became common on many Russian trucks today, letting drivers change tire pressure for different ground, something Western military trucks only got decades later. These three giants, KAMAZ, Ural, and ZIL, shared the same thinking. Build it strong, keep it simple, and make sure it works when everything else fails. They weren't designed to look cool. They were shaped by the tough Russian landscape and weather. So next time you see a Russian truck and think it looks ugly or old-fashioned, remember, it wasn't built to look pretty. It was built to keep going when nothing else can. Now those specs are impressive, but wait until you hear the surprising history that made these trucks what they are today. And if you're enjoying these Russian beasts, make sure to subscribe to our channel for more incredible truck videos. Now the history of these trucks is just as amazing as the trucks themselves. During Soviet times, the need for tough, reliable trucks led to the creation of some of the strongest machines in the world. Trucks like KAMAZ, Ural, and ZIL weren't just built to be strong. They showed what Soviet factories could do. They could work in the harshest places on Earth. In a country covering 11 time zones with everything from frozen north to hot deserts, trucks needed to work everywhere. Now back in the 1940s and 50s, when many of these designs were first made, Russia was rebuilding after World War II. Materials were hard to get, and vehicles needed to be both tough and easy to fix. This led to designs that focused on working well rather than looking good, and lasting rather than being comfortable. Engineers made trucks that could be fixed with basic tools in the field. They used thicker metal, simpler parts, and heavier pieces that could take a beating. While Western trucks were getting more comfortable and specialized, Russian trucks stayed simple workhorses that could handle anything. This way of building simple, unstoppable trucks still shapes Russian truck design today. It's amazing how choices made so long ago still affect these incredible machines. Well, now that you know their background, let's see these beasts tackle jobs that will break any ordinary truck. What do you use a six-wheel drive floating truck for? Russia has a lot of answers. The Russian landscape needs tough vehicles, and that's exactly what these trucks deliver. Let's look at some of the toughest jobs for Russian trucks. In Siberia, where it gets as cold as -40 degrees Fahrenheit, you need a truck that can handle extreme cold. Russian trucks like KAMAZ and Ural often carry important resources like oil and gas through this frozen land. They're also used for military work, where their toughness and off-road skills are vital for national security. When you need to move soldiers and gear through areas with no roads, Russian trucks can get the job done. But it's not just about military and oil. These trucks are key for helping people. Whether bringing aid to far corners of Russia or helping after disasters, Russian trucks are there when needed most. They can cross frozen lakes, drive through mud, and climb steep mountain paths when lives depend on it. Now those extreme capabilities are amazing, but here's where it gets even better. These legendary trucks are entering a whole new era. If you're fascinated by these monster machines, hit that subscribe button for more videos about the world's toughest vehicles. Russian trucks are getting modern updates while keeping what makes them special. KAMAZ is now making electric trucks for city use. Now they still look big and tough, but they run on batteries instead of diesel. No more black smoke, just clean power. Ural is adding new tech too. Their new trucks have GPS and computers that help drivers find the best way through tough terrain. They even have cameras that show what's under the truck, so drivers can see rocks and logs before they hit them. The old Russian truck makers are also working with companies from other countries. They're learning new tricks and sharing their tough truck know-how. A friend of mine who drives a truck in Siberia told me that his new KAMAZ has a German engine, but still has all the Russian toughness he needs. Now some companies are testing self-driving trucks for the long, empty roads of Siberia. Imagine a truck that drives itself for 1,000 miles through snow and ice. The trucks still need drivers for the really tough parts, but computers handle the boring highway driving. These changes aren't just copying what Western trucks do. Russian engineers are adding modern features while making sure that the trucks still work in -40-degree cold and can drive through rivers when needed. And the best part? These new trucks use less fuel. Now that's good news for the planet, and it saves some money too. Now the modern updates are great, but you won't believe some of the wild things these trucks have actually done. Did you know that some Russian trucks can actually swim? That's right, some models can float across rivers, which is perfect for remote areas where there are no bridges. Watching these huge machines cross water looks like something from a movie, but it's totally real. And talking about amazing feats, KAMAZ trucks aren't just famous for winning the Dakar rally. They've also set some incredible records, like carrying the biggest loads ever moved by trucks. Think huge oil rig parts, rocket pieces, and other massive items across the rough Russian landscape. But maybe the most legendary story belongs to the Ural trucks during the Arctic mission. A team of Ural trucks saved an entire group of researchers stranded in the frozen wilderness. These trucks truly show what endurance and reliability mean. During Soviet times, truck drivers would sometimes heat their engine oil over campfires and bottles when it was too cold for engines to start. They'd pour the warm oil back into the engine to get it running. And that's just one example of the clever thinking these trucks inspire. These aren't just tall tales. They're real examples of how these machines have proven themselves in situations where breaking down means real danger. That's why they've earned their reputation as the toughest trucks on Earth. Those feats are incredible. Well, what's coming next might completely change the game for Russian trucks. The future looks bright for Russian trucks. They've always been known for toughness, and with new advances in electric power and self-driving tech, the next generation of Russian trucks will be just as impressive as earlier models. Now we're talking about trucks that can drive themselves on Siberian roads, reducing the need for drivers in remote areas. Electric engines mean these trucks will be better for the environment, which matters in a country as big as Russia, where trucks are vital for the economy. Global partnerships are growing as Russian truck makers keep innovating. Their trucks are becoming more popular around the world. Look for more Russian trucks in places like Africa, South America, and even parts of Europe. From their early days in Soviet times to their amazing feats today, Russian trucks have shown again and again that they're not just machines, they're unstoppable forces of nature. Whether driving in freezing cold, carrying huge loads, or saving lives, Russian trucks have earned their place as kings of tough terrain. And with all the new ideas being developed, their story is far from over. So, what do you think? Would you rather drive a sleek, high-tech Western truck or one of these unbreakable Russian beasts? Let us know in the comments below. And if you like this video, take a moment to hit that like button and subscribe for more awesome truck videos. And don't forget to check out our next video. Until next time, keep on trucking.